Good morning, students. Yes, class 12 students, and I am Ronnie sir speaking. Yes. Now today what I will be doing is that I will be just directly going to the program. How you will be making the codes from the particular program. So the steps are, first of all, first step is that you must read the particular problem carefully and analyze the words clearly, and accordingly you will be doing your program. For example, see, a problem has been given, and what is the problem? A double queue. So that means is a linear structure. So this queue is a linear structure data which enables the user to add and remove integers from either ends, means both the ends. What happens? That is the front and the rear. You know, the first one is a front and this is the rear, and this is how this array is made. Okay, so front and the rear, the last one is the rear. Now define a class Deque. So from the question you get the name of the class. So you start with the name of the class. This is very important. Don't use your imaginary classes, names of the classes. Right, the same thing has been specified in that particular question. Okay, then after that you find the data members or the instance variables. So what are those things? You have the array. You have to get that array because in an integer, see, you find that it is an integer from either end. So integer array. So you make this array. Array holds up to 100 integer elements. So you know that the type of the data is integer. So it can hold 100. Okay, that is a value that holds, means up to that space you can take. But now lim is there, that is a limit. So what limit you should give? Stores the limit of the Deque, means Deque this, how much limit you will be giving to that for the Deque, right? And next you have the font, that is to point the index of the font end, you know, the first position. Okay, and the rear, that is to point the index of the rear end. Okay, rear end. Now what happens? Member functions. This is very important. These are methods. What methods you have to do? So this you have to assign. Where you have to assign, it will be told where you have to assign. Over here, see, in the member functions you will know where to assign. See, in the member function it is told that you are using a constructor, that is a Deque int L. L is the limit, already told. Yeah, L is the limit. So what happens? From the limit, lim is their limit, so you are accepting constructor to initialize the data members limit L. That means you are using L as the limit. Font is going to be equal to 0, you are assigning to 0. Where? From the member functions. Okay, and what is the name of the member function? Constructor. The same name as that of the class. It is the parameterized int L is there. Okay. Now after that, what happens? Void add from. So you have to add the value from int val. So int val is the value. What elements you want to add? That one is the limit. This one is the value, and you are adding the integer from the front if possible. Means if it is possible, then display the message. If it is not possible, if possible, okay, fine, then you enter. Else display the message that there is an overflow. Overflow where? From font, right? Next, so this is the method. This is another method. Void add rear. So you are adding from the rear, and there is also the value. The value is val, and integer variable type to add integer from the rear, from the back. Yeah. Okay. And over here also same thing. If possible. Else you will display that there is an overflow from the rear. Okay, that is done. Then int pop. Pop front means you are taking out, means returning the element from the font. From the font you are taking. If possible, otherwise return this. This things are very important. Return this. So that means there should be a return to it. And the member is this one, int pop. There is another called the int pop rear. Int pop rear. Rear, return element from the rear. if possible. Same thing, Otherwise, we return that minus 999. That was the specific number that has to be returned. Yeah. So there should be a return statement, right? Specify the class Deque. Now specify the class Deque where you should be giving the constructor. So these are important. Constructor, okay, with the int, as already told over here, the constructor with the int and same name as that of the class, you know. And then the add rear, add font is there, add rear is there, int pop array, so there is the pop from both the sides, front and rear, and there is the insert from both the sides. So this is all for this particular problem. Now you will be knowing how to analyze. So again I recap the things that the class as mentioned, there are marks for that. The variables, very important, where is to be assigned, either in the constructor or globally, that you find out. The member functions, what are the members that are to Deque, the constructor used, then the add front, then you have the void add rear, okay, from both the sides, and then you have the int pop front, and also you have the int pop rear. If it is also told to display or show another method, then you show, no problem, you will do that. So in my practical session I will be doing it. Okay, so this one, the problem has been given to you, you do this particular problem, and then when I will be doing the practical, you will be finding out how it is done. If I know, like, you will be able to do it, fine. So if you cannot, just watch how I do and I will explain there also. Okay, thank you. So this is for your homework. Thank you.